So what I've done now, once I've traced my pattern onto the design, onto the top view of the cake, I've gone over that with a pencil. I've also included a pattern on the side. I need to label it. So I need to label with an arrow or a line to say what I'm talking about. Always underline, draw a line and then write on the line, and that becomes a lot neater. So I've explained that I've done it in tube embroidery. I'm going to use a number 1 tube, and I need to say what colours to use. The information can be a little bit more in detail on another sheet of paper. All this information is important. You're going to give this design to somebody else to reproduce, so you need to have as much information on the design as possible. So I've also written here that the cake is to be covered in pale green sugar paste, and I need to say what technique this is, what equipment. So it's a technique, equipment and colours I need for each one. So I wouldn't just say blue, I would say which colour blue. So is it an ice blue, is it a navy blue I'm going to use? So a little bit more detail. All this writing needs to be very neat. So as I say, draw a line first and do the writing. Another way of doing it is print the words off on a Word document, print it off, cut it out and place the cutout of the writing on your design. And that's a good way of presenting it as well. If you're a bit concerned about your spelling, that works really well, or your writing isn't as neat as it might be. So I need to colour it in. The board around the cake, so this board here, needs always to be finished off. Perhaps it's going to have a ribbon around, and I could include a sample of that ribbon on here, or I could colour in the board and say that it's going to be a dark green ribbon around the board. Anything else? I think that's about it. Obviously, we need to colour in the design and colour in the cake, and that can be done with paints, it can do with colouring pencils, or watercolour pencils. Okay. The other thing I'd suggest is if you're going to repeat the pattern, so especially in lace, so if you're going to put a piece of lace going around the edge of your cake, for example, that all needs to be very exact and very uniform, and that needs to be traced on as well. So you'd trace on your lace and you would draw it onto your cake. Okay, thank you very much.